Welcome to Craft Tutorials. I'm Shiva, and in this video we're going to take a look at Live Paint, the options and limitations. So I already have things set up here. I have two vector images and I have two random line configurations here in Illustrator. Now first, I made another video about how you can transform several kinds of images into a live paint group. I will link it up above. And if we want to make it live paint, if we want to use live paint bucket tool, we first have to select everything and then go to Object, Live Paint, Make. This is in the case of a vector image, mind you. And then we need our live paint bucket tool, which you can get by pressing K, or you can go to your option, your toolbar, and then beneath the shape builder tool, you have the live paint bucket tool. If it's not visible, it might be that you have to press these three dots and then go to the hamburger icon and choose Advanced instead of Basic. Now with your Live Paint Bucket tool, as you can see, it gives you options from the colors in your swatches menu, which you can cycle through with the arrow keys. But apart from that, you only have several standard options here on top of your workbar, but not much else. When you double click your Live Paint Bucket tool, you get a lot more options. You have paint fills, paint strokes, cursor swatch preview, which is showing you your swatches, colors, the one you selected and the one left or right from it. And the highlight color for your Paint Bucket tool highlight area, which you can configure in the color you like. Say you want to have it pink. You can do that and you can select the width. Now, as you can see, if I hover over it, it's now pink and it shows me which area I am about to color. So you can now work around, toggle, and select whatever you want to live paint. So that's for the vector image and the options you can reach by double clicking your Live Paint Bucket tool. Now, we have these lines here. I'm first going to select them all and again go to Object, Live Paint, Make, and I will do the same for this one. Object, Live Paint, Make. Going to grab my Live Paint Bucket tool, and as you can see now, I can color between these, but I think if I would now, as you can see now, the Live Paint Bucket tool spreads because I moved this line. I'm going to put this one a bit farther away, because then now you can see my Live Paint Bucket tool gives a stop sign because the gaps between these lines is too big. Then you have to select your Live Paint object, of course. Gap options. You have custom gaps with 3 pixels. Let's say 3 pixels isn't enough and you want 60 pixels, for example. You press OK and you go back. 60 pixels isn't enough for this one. So let's see if I move this one closer. Now it's close enough to paint it. Because I configured my gap options to be large enough for the Live Paint Bucket tool to paint it. Now, if you select this one and you go back to Object, Live Paint, Gap Options, and you would say, I don't want the custom gaps, I want medium gaps, you can see that it now disappears because the gap you have here is too big for the medium gaps and probably also even too big for the large gaps. But if you then take the custom gaps and you put it to, what did we have, 60, then it's back. So this is something you can play around with the gap option tool and options. That one you find under Object, Live Paint, Gap Options. Say you want one Live Paint group, you can select both your Live Paint groups that you have, like these two, and then you can say Merge Live Paint. And this makes it into one live paint group, as you can see here. So you no longer have two, you have one. Say you want to go back to a non-live paint group, so your normal group, non-live paint. There are two options. You can expand, and expanding leaves all the colors where they are, and you just get two groups with normal configurations, normal groups, no live paint. If you, however, go to the object live paint and then choose release, which is also an option, but now you will see that all the colors disappear and he sets your lines by default at 1.5 points, I think it is. Yeah, a half point. That's something it does when you choose release. So be careful when you want to do that. Release wipes all your colors and makes all your lines a half point. If you expand, then you keep the colors, they stay where they are, and you just get a normal group. Now for the live paint limitations, because there are a couple. As you can see here, live paint has features and commands that will work on an entire live paint group, but not on the individual faces and edges. Faces are the big parts, by the way, and edges are the strokes, you can say. Then you have features that don't work at all on live paint groups, object commands that don't work on live paint groups, and other commands that don't work. As you can see, there are quite a lot. Also, live paint doesn't work with a clipping mask. I will make a separate video on that one, in which I will show you how you can overcome that issue. So yeah, that was it for the live paint options and limitations. You can find options when double clicking the live paint bucket, and you find options with object, live paint, and then the gap options. So let me know in the comments below if you liked this video. Be sure to press the thumbs up button if you did. Maybe if you want to see my future videos, also press the subscribe button with a little bell icon. But for now, stay creative, and I hope to see you in the next one.